And we have a couple very special guests with us right now. We do have the president of the Japan America Society of Iowa. It's Hiromi Umeda.
Thank you.
Joining us here. And we also have Neil Nakadate.
How did he do?
Great. That's great.
Okay.
You're in the club.
I'm impressed.
Okay, I'm easily. But anyway, we pulled that one off. But a lot of really exciting things going on.
Yes, this Saturday from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock, we are going to have an event. It is the 70th anniversary of end of World War II this year. So we are celebrating or trying to educate people what really happened for Japanese American in the United States and during the World War II.
And it's not exactly the most positive history that we've had here in the United States, but it's something that's important that we know about.
It is.
Right?
It is.
And Neil, you have a book.
I wrote that book. It covers 3 generations of my family, including those pivotal World War II years. And so I tell the story of my family and the larger story of Japanese American experience, including the internment camps, in the book. So that's the focus.
Can you give us a sneak peek? Like obviously, we want people to read the book and want to come hear this amazing speech that you're going to give. But give us an idea of what it was like for your family during that time.
Well, it happened very quickly. Only a few months after Pearl Harbor, and they weren't given much of a chance to prepare. They were given 1 week to get everything ready to sell their property, pack up anything, store anything, and then get ready to be sent to first an assembly center and then the camp. And my family's...
we're seeing some images here on the screen too, if you're able to describe what we're looking at.
And my family's family was sent to the camp in Idaho.
Idaho.
And
okay.
Southern Idaho is not exactly the most pleasant place.
Now, how many people from your family were involved?
My mother's family was involved, and for various reasons, my father's family was not directly involved. For example, his mother had passed away already. So,
okay.
But there were these long lines for everyone, both in the assembly centers and then entering the camps. And the camps were very made of barracks-like buildings, plywood, tar paper, no insulation, and they were purposely built in, constructed in places that were not very nice, because the idea was that the argument was that the Japanese Americans were not good Americans, and so they should be. And there was a sense there that they were being perhaps punished for what happened at Pearl Harbor, even though they had nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with it. Yeah.
So everyone was there, between 110 and 120,000 Japanese Americans, men, women, children, and 2/3 of them were American citizens. So it was a very difficult time. Many people lost of course, people lost their jobs, they lost property, but I think the biggest toll was emotional and economic, as much as anything, because it was very hard to recover from those losses after the war.
And for those that aren't familiar with it, how long of a period of time
were
they in these camps?
It was from the spring of 1942 to the fall of 1945.
That was a long time.
That was a long time, and it's important for us to remember that when they went into the camps, the assumption was that they would probably be there for the duration, and nobody knew what the duration was going to be.
Right.
So that made it difficult, and so even there were a few people who gradually were allowed to leave. Some college students, for example, went to college in the Midwest. But all of the immigrants who were non-citizens ended up staying, and of course, children couldn't just go out on their own, so they were stuck there too.
Wow.
Lots of lines. The food was not particularly bad, but not particularly good either.
Now, Hiromi, this is meant to be an educational event, obviously, and hearing some incredible stories from families that have lived through this. But it's also meant to be inspiring as well.
Yes, that is who we're aiming for. Neil and another speaker who is going to be 95 years old this month, 26th, is her birthday, and Grace Amemiya has been really going through her teenage year during the World War II.
She would have been right in that era. Yeah.
Yes, and she has a wonderful story about her experience. For example, that she was one of the first Japanese-American nurse who served Army hospital right after the World War II. So she has a lot of experience, not only a good one, but discrimination and racial issues they have to face. So I think I really think that a lot of people really should hear from her directly, and I don't think a lot of opportunities out there like
Well,
this.
this
To
is
hear
one.
this side of history that happened that we
this is
should know
one of them.
about. All right, so give everybody the details so that, because this is open to everybody, correct?
Yes, absolutely. It's free to public.
Oh, there you go.
It's
Even better.
free. It's free. And this will be a 2 hours event at the Des Moines Social Club.
Okay.
It's in downtown. We will have a short clip of a documentary film, and then Neil will speak about his family's experience and his experience, and then we will have a Grace talk about
All right,
her
Neil,
life
who's on the book?
experience.
Who are these people on the book?
My mother, my father, and that's me.
That's you?
and
You're a good-looking kid.
Well, thank
How
you.
about that? There you go. I kind of thought
Yeah.
that might have been you.
My dad had just just gotten out of the Army, and he'd served with the 17th Airborne over in Europe.
Awesome.
So,
That is
yeah.
great.
And
And
if
you can buy this book too.
I was going to say, where is your
get
book
that.
available?
I think it's at Beaverdale
Books,
Book-
yep.
Riverdale Books, okay.
Yep.
Great local
Iowa State
bookshop.
bookstore. Usual suspects.
Okay, wonderful.
Wonderful. Well, it sounds like a great event, and again,
Yes,
it is
thank you.
free, and again, 1 o'clock on Saturday, right around the corner from over.
Thank you for sharing
Yes,
your
yeah,
story.
and you're coming
Thank
to
you.
it, right?
It will be. With
Both of
bells
you?
on.
There you
with
go.
bells on.
Very good.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you for
Lynn.
being
Thank
here.
you so much.
Thank you, Neil.
Thank you.